Let's pay homage to the lineage gurus. Homage to the Venerable Monk Liao Ming. Homage to Master Sakya Changkong. Homage to His Holiness the 16th Karmapa, and homage to Master Dupten Dorji. Homage to the three jewels of the altar, and homage to the main deity of the group practice tonight, Padma Kumara of the Maha Twin Lotus Ponds. Sumo, Tanchen Gyatso, all the Dharma masters, Dharma educators, Dharma teachers, Dharma instructors, Dharma assistants, directors of temples and chapters, all disciples present here and over the internet. And our participating VIPs today are Ambassador Dong Zhou Liao, Taipei rep to Norway and Sweden, his wife Dharma Sister Judy. Accountant to Buddha Foundation, Dharma Sister Teresa. And the CEO to the tbboye.org, the Attorney Jennifer Zhou, Dr. Su Lin, and from California, Dharma Brother Gao Minglu and his wife, and the flight attendant manager to EVA Airline, Dharma Sister Yang Penny. Good evening, everyone. How do you do? Last time, we talked about Guru Padmasambhava and Padma Kumara's relationships or connections between Padmasambhava and Padma Kumara. And the good practice today is Padma Kumara. So, of course, I cannot talk about the connection between Padma Kumara and Padmasambhava again. So what should I talk about this time? The good practice this evening is that of Padma Kumara. And in the practice procedure, were you merging and in union with Padma Kumara? So I'm asking the MC, as part of the practice procedure, is that merging with Padma Kumara? We talk about the refuge tree, that Padma Kumara at the center, and above him are the lineage gurus, and then there are Buddhas, Bodhisattvas, and below him the protectors and all the Herukas. And Padma Kumara will transform to become a drop of light, moving to the tip of our head. And then from the apex, our apex, it moves, it descends to our heart chakra. And then this drop of light gradually enlarges, and then we become Padma Kumara. Was that part of the practice procedure earlier? Yes? No, but it wasn't. I didn't hear it. You only said about you said that there's the white light and Om shining upon practitioners. You did say this. And with red light shining upon practitioners' throat chakra, and blue light shining upon practitioners' heart chakra. And lastly, Padma Kumara's precious lights shining upon the practitioner, and all the practitioner's karma flowed out from the skin pores. But you did not include the transformation of the practitioners to become Padma Kumara. Right. You did not say that. Actually, in our Yidam practice or deity yoga, we should be merging with the Yidam so that we are completely the same and indistinguishable from the Yidam. Not only clearing your karma, but you yourself have to become the Yidam or the deity. Often it's like this, that our own lineage root guru, Yidam and protector, and the practitioner, it's a kind of samaya. Root guru, Yidam, protector, and the practitioner are never separate from each other. They are always one. So you can say 3 in 1 or 4 in 1. But actually, you yourself are the root guru, the Yidam, and the protector. When you reach the realm of one taste, that's the case, and you should practice it normally every day. You should do it when you practice. So what is the relationship between Padma Kumara and Padma Sambhava? Actually, Padma Sambhava was a bodhisattva transformed from a lotus blossom. So a lotus born, and of course a lotus born or someone transformed from a lotus blossom is of course also a lotus youth or Padma Kumara. So the two are indistinguishable. Padma Kumara once said a very famous saying, I did not come and I did not go. I do not come nor go. So it meant that there was no birth and no death for him. Whoever has great faith and revere Padma Sambhava, whenever you sincerely and reveredly pray to Padma Sambhava, he would appear to the person who prayed and gave Dharma teaching. On the 10th day of each lunar month, so Guru Padma Sambhava's birthday is when? July. Yeah, the 10th day of the 7th lunar month. Therefore, on the 10th day of each month, he is coming or checking up on the samsara or saha world. Before he left the world, there was a lot of legends. He was riding on a celestial horse. He returned to the Uddiyana in the southwest continent. or area. Sometimes I pronounce it wrongly. So, which means in the direction of the southwest, the Udayana Pure Land. So when Guru Padmasambhava was about to leave the human world, he said, I don't come and I don't go. Whoever has a pure and sincere faith in me and is mindful or thinking of me, I would appear in front of him or her and give Dharma teaching. So therefore, Guru Padmasambhava can appear anytime and any place and give Dharma teaching to anyone. So every afternoon and evening when Grandmaster gives blessings to everybody, I close my eyes and I prayed to my 3 roots. I prayed to my lineage gurus, to my yidams, and in my prayer I would chant all the Buddhas. Is it the Buddhas to give the blessings, or the Bodhisattvas who will appear and give blessings? Or is it the Herukas appearing to give blessings? I would ask, or the protectors, or the Dakinis, Dakas, or the heavenly gods, or the lineage gurus. So I invoke and ask, and finally a deity would appear. Then I would know. Then I announce it, which deity that comes to give blessings. So that's how it was. That's how it is. Every time I would always invoke and pray. Every time after lunch and after dinner. So that shows that they can appear any time to give blessings to everyone. So today we practice Padma Kumara. And let me tell you, if you are truly respectful and sincere to chant Padma Kumara mantra, then all the same Padma Kumara too can appear to give blessings to you. It's exactly the same as Guru Padmasambhava, because Guru Padmasambhava is the same as Padma Kumara. Guru is Bodhisattva. The youth is also Bodhisattva. So Manjushri Bodhisattva can be referred as Manjushri youth. They're all the same. We have a disciple that was a member of the Voices from Heaven choir group, Lian Huai Ting. Lian Hua Li Ting. She has left? Oh, the one standing there? Oh. Lian Hua Li Tian, a member of the Voices from Heaven choir group. they invited me for dinner, and she told me someone from Pontianak, Kalimantan Island in Indonesia, a Dharma brother Kao, got a stroke. And then he was in a coma in the hospital. So his wife was chanting the Root Guru mantra continually next to him. The mantra was Om Guru Lien Sung Siddhi Hom, and she continually chanted the mantra. So this wife, Dharma sister, so Dharma brother Kao's wife is also Indonesian. And the mother of Sinclair and Sydney was also from Indonesia, so they knew each other. So she told Sinclair and Sydney's mom that my husband got a stroke and in a coma and wanted blessings from Grandmaster. So at that time, Sinclair and Sydney's mom had returned to Atlanta. So she told this Dharma sister, Lian Hua Li Tian, to take the photo of that Dharma brother for Grandmaster's blessings. So she took a photo of the Dharma brother Kao from Pontianak, Kalimantan, Indonesia, and I give him blessing like that. At the moment when I give the blessing, on that same day, that moment, the wife in the hospital was taking care of her husband, and she was chanting the Root Guru mantra, and she was falling asleep. Like so, just for a short moment, and she saw Grandmaster Lu came in to the hospital at the moment when the blessing was given. She saw Grandmaster entered into the hospital room, and Grandmaster performed a surgery to the brain of Dharma brother Kao. So he extended his hand into the brain of the Dharma brother Kao and took out a block of blood clot from his brain, a black one. And Grandmaster was very satisfied taking out the clump of the blood clot, a black blood clot, and smiled seeing the blood clot, satisfied, and then walked out from the room. As soon as Grandmaster Lu left the hospital room, the Dharma brother Kao, which was in a coma before, woke up. It's a true story, very true story. There's true people involved here. So the wife, she contacted Sinclair's mom, who contacted Lian Hua Li Tian, who took the photo of the Dharma brother Kao for blessings from me. And at the moment of the blessings, she was chanting the Root Guru mantra, and she saw Grandmaster Lu came and then took the blood clot from her husband's brain. The doctors have said that the hemorrhage was severe. It was blood all over his brain, that he would stay in a coma and could not possibly be cured, the doctors claim. But he woke up now. Was that right? He had the checkup yesterday and got an MRI, and the doctor said the blood clots completely disappeared. So the brain hemorrhage, the blood clots was as big as an ear, but yesterday it was completely gone. Could not be seen anymore. So therefore, even Padma Kumara can appear to help sentient beings. Guru Padmasambhava is able to, because Padmasambhava too is a Padma Kumara. So this is a true story. So what is the name of that Dhamma brother Gao? No, it's Dhamma brother Huang, not Gao. Han. Oh, I got the name wrong. So that Dhamma brother's name is Huang Han Fei, not Gao. I remember it's wrong. Because on this list I saw a name Gao Minglu, Dhamma brother. And from his spiritual practice, he had some confirmation. He was able to experience the great bliss for 24 hours. That's Dhamma brother Gao Minglu. So I thought of the name as Gao. So sometimes as you age, you should say it clearly who or the names, and like the pronunciation sometimes is slightly off. Like I say, the no contention samaya, and then Master Lian Ci corrected. Because I said Wu Zheng Sanmei before, and then someone corrected me to be Wu Jing Sanmei, and then now I say Wu Jing Sanmei, and I was corrected again. No, it was Wu Zheng Sanmei. So now I'm not sure, because people is correcting me back and forth. So as long as you understand, doesn't matter, right? But this is a true story. It doesn't matter if his family name is Gao or Huang. Now he completely recovered. So the doctors before had the opinion that this person, even if he stays alive, he would have been in vegetative state, but network. You know, this story, we also have Dharma Sister Elizabeth from Indonesia, was also Grandmaster, took the growth from her brain. She had painted many tankas, and her daughter is studying here in Seattle. Is she here tonight? She may not be here. The daughter of Elizabeth. So Padma Kumara Grandmaster also took the tumor from her brain. And after Grandmaster took the tumor from her brain, she recovered. And she had a dream at night that Grandmaster took the tumor from her brain, and only skin was left. And when she had MRI, sure enough, there was like only a piece of skin left. From Surabaya, there was also a disciple that came. Where was she from? Also from Indonesia. How come all three of them from Indonesia? This Dharma Brother Huang, Elizabeth, and this Dharma Sister Chen Li. Also from Indonesia. And just with the blessing on the head, and the tumor on her neck disappeared. She flew especially from Indonesia to Seattle to ask for consultation about how to take care of the tumor. But she rushed to Rainbow Temple and got blessings on the head at the Rainbow Temple, and the tumor disappeared. So her companion was helping her to write the letter for the consultation, and then check that the tumor on the neck disappeared. So she saved money for the consultation. She didn't for the consultation anymore. She just got the blessings on the head. Thank you. And then she told the story right away. So there are already 3 examples, and they were all from Indonesia, strangely. Do I just appear in Indonesia? There are many disciples from Indonesia, and Indonesian disciples very sincere, very reverent. So if you are very sincere and respectful to pray to Padma Kumara, like I said before, if you chant the Padma Kumara mantra for 8 million times, don't think this way that you want to chant mantra that's for less recitations. But Padma Kumara mantra is very short. Om Guru Lien Sung Siti Hom. And you use the counter every day, and you chant for 8 million recitations. Some really got to Mahat Twin Lotus Ponds. someone by the name of Dharma Brother Chen Ren He has got the Maha Twin Lotus Ponds. And there are also lots of miracles after chanting 8 million times. Like Dharma Sister Hanifa's mother, she only chanted 2 things. One is Padma Kumara mantra, and the other is the Hiking Kuan Yin Sutra. She only chanted these 2 things. And she died without sickness sitting. She lived in Malang, Indonesia. She woke up in the morning and she cooked. And after she was about to go out, and then she felt dizzy as she was about to get out, and then she sat on a chair and she always chanted Good Guru mantra and Hiking Sutra. And short after sitting on the chair, she stopped breathing and left the world. So this is called dying sitting. Such a good death. Many people would stay in the hospital, or in Taiwanese, you just drag on laying in the sick bed. That's quite pitiful. But Hanifa's mom, she's about to go out, and then she felt dizzy and sat on a chair and then stopped breathing. Such a good death, very comfortable death. I really hope that I can be like that too. But I don't dare to promise. But Hanifa's mother left like that, passed away like that. And after the cremation, her sariras were like tips of the thumbs, beautiful sariras and rounded. And Hanifa placed her mother's sariras in the Sarira Pagoda and offered it to Grandmaster Lu. And I respectfully enshrined it in my room. She only chanted Hiking Kuan Yin Sutra and the Root Guru mantra, which is Padma Kumara mantra. And she got the sariras. And the same with her father. Also chanted Hiking Kuan Yin Sutra and the Root Guru mantra. Her father was all the same. So please don't undermine Padma Kumara mantra. Oh, that's Grandmaster's mantra. Actually. Om Guru Lien Seng Siddhi Hom. Om means all the consciousness, all the Buddhas of the cosmic universe. And Guru means the great teacher. Lien Seng means the lotus born, or manifested from a lotus. And Siddhi means the pure land of the lotus born, and Hom means attainment. So that's the meaning of the mantra. However, in reality, it can allow attainments. Many people, just by chanting Padma Kumara mantra, it's upholding the lucidity, which means you create lucidity, lucid, clear light radiance by chanting mantra. So chanting mantra in Tantrayana is extremely important. You have to chant mantra. You have to chant sutras. Recently, many people that experience hindrances to chant Marici Sutra and Marici Mantra. And Marici Sutra stated that nobody can bully or bother you. Nobody can cheat on you. Nobody can rob anything from you. Nothing can harm you. That's the meaning of Marici Sutra. Nothing can harm you. And that's Marici's mantra, Om Manichi Soha. So by chanting Marici mantra and Marici Sutra, Marici will protect you. So the meaning is the same. And in Tantrayana, Marici is our protector. Marici was emanated by Vairocana Buddha. It's extremely wonderful and great Bodhisattva Marici is. Recently, I often guide people to chant Marici Sutra and Marici Mantra. But in reality, Padma Kumara Mantra and Padma Sambhava Mantra are very meaningful. And Padma Kumara Mantra is wonderfully excellent. It encompasses everything. And that was Padma, the one that I chanted was Padma Sambhava Mantra, and it's equal to Padma Kumara Mantra. As long as you're very sincere in chanting the Root Guru Mantra or Padma Sambhava Mantra or Marici Mantra, you will receive spiritual responses. It's not that a Grandmaster is here or Grandmaster manifests to help people performing operations on their brains, and if one day Grandmaster is not here anymore, I would be like Guru Padmasambhava. I do not come, I do not go. As long as you have pure faith in me and you think of me, you're mindful of me, you chant my mantra, all the same, I would appear in front of you giving you Dharma teaching. Today we will continue to talk a little bit about Lamdre. Cutting off the channel of Nirvana. The verse said, everywhere between the beginning and the end, open and cut off at the 30th section. The semen and blood channels coil and press against the central channels at the 32nd area. Hence, there is stagnation of the mind qi and ambrosia at the narrow and block knots of the 32nd channel sections. By relying on bliss, etc., of the 12 lotus girls, and by the 4 proper cutting formula to loosen and open the first channel knot to get to the extreme bliss of the initial ground, all the way to the 12th ground, which is one of the great wisdom grounds to open the channel knots. So the cutting off refers to the robustness of the qi and light drops. So what are the 2 channels of semen and blood? Coil and pressing against the central channels at the 32nd area. For a tantrika, the most important thing at the central channel, from the crown chakra to the secret chakra or the base chakra, this is the central channel. But the central channel is not completely straight. There are many block areas. And the block area were coiled and knotted by the left and right channels. And what is the left channel? It's stated here. One is light drops, one is semen, one is blood. The semen blood and the semen channel and the blood channel. And there are 32 areas where the semen channel and the blood channel coil and create knots and press against the central channels, and you have to open these knots. This is very important. The semen and blood channels at 32 areas. So therefore, when we transport the qi into the central channel, the central channels will block and not flowing smoothly. For Tantrika, the most important thing is to open the central channels so anything can flow smoothly inside it. So there's stagnation at the narrow and block at the knots. So the central channel at those areas become very narrow and block, stuffed. So the central channel nothing can flow in it. So when you practice treasure-based energy yoga, you want to make the qi, the treasure qi, to enter into the central channel. The more, the better. The more qi you have, you can open the central channel knot by knot. That's the purpose of practicing treasure-based energy yoga, is to open the central channel. So here it said, by relying on bliss, etc., of the 12 lotus girls. What does it mean? Dansen Gatsu? What does this mean? Oh, this time you're right. if you don't have this knowledge, you will not understand what he's talking about here. In Lamdre, it said, relying on Yishi Choka. So we can say that she's the first consort in Tibet, the first Tibetan consort. And the 12 lotus girls. And what is a lotus girl? So a consort who is qualified with the lotus nature. There are 12 kinds. There are several different kinds of consorts, and one of them is called the lotus girl. So the way she walks, it's like the lotus walks, lotus steps, and you can tell from the way she walks. And Ming Yi knows how to do it. What do you call that? That gong, it's called the Yuanji Wu or Yuanji dance. It's called the lotus steps. Can you show us? You're too fat now, but can you do it? Okay, it's good if you can move from there to here. It's like walking on a catwalk. It's been a long time. Try it. You know, lotus girls are beautiful, are very beautiful. But it's okay. Don't see her face or her figure. Just look at her steps. So just look at her steps, not her face or figure. So lotus girls walk like that. So you can tell from the way she walks if she's qualified to be a consort or not. But there are many different types of consorts too. And one of them is called the lotus, or girls endowed with the lotus nature. So by relying on Ishijugal and 12 lotus girls, so when the Tantrika utilizes the method of the lotus girl, can open his channel knots. So this is a great detail of the wisdom empowerment, of the third level empowerment. And by the 4 proper cutting formula to loosen and open the first channel knot to get to the extreme bliss of the initial ground. So at that time you would be able to gain the great bliss. So the ground of extreme bliss. So it's like steps by steps, like the ground or stage. Like when we say the Bodhisattva of the 10th ground to the ground of joy, And what is the 10th ground called?
最开始是什么地？
And what is the first ground?
欢喜地。
The joyous ground.
时候是登欢喜地。
And first, you got to the joyous ground.
这里写登初地即喜地。
And it said here the initial ground of the extreme bliss.
一脉一
And the
脉结掉
12th ground.
解掉，这个就是属于截断。
And then you open the channel knots one by one. And this is called cutting off.
截断是指气
So the cutting off refers to the robustness of the qi and light drops.
所以我们现在修行其实讲起来也就是
So now when we cultivate
重点
spiritually, primarily is on the qi.
在内法的修行，重点是
In the inner tantric practice,
看那个密宗道
primarily we practice our breath or wind
修气，
or qi.
用气的力量
We use the strength or the power of the qi to open the knots in the channels.
让明点能够
And we let the light drops be full.
充沛。这里是讲明点，气跟明点非常的坚固，
So here it's talking about
非常的充足。
that the qi and the light drops are very full and robust.
分泌出明点非常的充足，
So that
明点充
in your body the light drops are full and robust.
全身
So what benefit is that? That your body will be filled with hormones, including dopamine, inside your brain,
唾液
including your saliva
包括
in your mouth.
胃会产分泌，
So you have abundant of it.
有关节
And the enzyme in your stomach, including the joints,
那个
the secretion between the bones.
点做润滑剂，
You need the light drops as lubricants between bones so that you don't have pains in your joints.
是因为你的明点少了，
If you have pain in your joints when you're old, that means because you lack the hormones or light drops.
胰脏
And also our hearts, lungs, stomach, pancreas. The pancreas secretes insulin.
分泌了，
And one day, if you stop secreting insulin, then you would get diabetes.
那个胰岛素是什么东西啊？
So what is insulin? Insulin too is a light drop,
所以明点对我
is light drops.
修炼
So therefore, light drops are extremely crucial in our body.
非常重要，
So if you're a practitioner, you have to have a
你会老，
plentiful and abundant light drops.
没有了，就进入更年期，
If your light drops decrease, then you would enter into menopause. And menopause means you're entering into old age.
在更年期，
And once you have menopause, then you would always have it until you die.
所以这一点非常重要。我们修
So this point is very important.
用你的气，
So as a tantric practitioner, you need to master how to use the qi to open the channels and to make the light drops be abundant and full so that you have energy and power.
南精凝血
So semen for the man, blood for the woman,
都是明点，
those are all light drops.
所以你男的如果一直漏一直漏，
So therefore, if a man keeps leaking and leaking until in his 60s, and you don't have any more light drops, that's why you have to practice non-leaking so that he stop leaking his light drops,
就是精不漏，
so he doesn't emit his semen. That means you have attainments in your non-leaking practice. And another point is you don't leak your blood anymore. You don't have any more menstruations. And you think that you're young and you have no more periods, then you would get old. No, that's wrong. Because in Tantrayana or in Taoism, that's the female Tan practice, and that Tan, like Tan Tian Tan, also means blood. So for women, you don't also leak your light drops. Of course, at the end, women naturally would become non-leaking once you enter into menopause. But that's not non-leaking. It's not the true non-leaking. You have to stop your bleeding when you're still young. You want to stop it. Then that would be the non-leakage in spiritual cultivation. And when Grandmaster was 40s, he already stopped all his semen. He's already non-leaking. In his 40s, Grandmaster already had attainment in non-leakage practice. And for women, when you're still young, you want to stop your menstruations, and that's called the female Tan practice in Taoism. Oh, we haven't even told any jokes. What time? 9:50. Almost 10. This is a very short joke. Nowadays, people don't like to have children, but they're also afraid that nobody will give them a right funeral when they die. But the answer is, once you die, how would you know whether anyone cares for your funeral or not? But once you die, you don't have to worry about anything. Doesn't matter. That's not a joke, really. From getting used to liking, and then despising, how do you change? And every marriage has to go through this. The answer? There's no need to change. You just change the person. That's a joke. There are two parents praising their children as painting talent. A said, "My son was really talented. Yesterday he drew a dragonfly on the wall, and his mother tried to catch the dragonfly several times. So he was really gifted in painting." And B said, "Oh, that's no big deal. My son drew a snake on the ground, and I was so shocked and ran away, ran out of the house, and who knew that the door was also drawn by him on the wall." So this son is even better, that you could paint like that. But Grandmaster's paintings, when Grandmaster paint a lotus leaf and there's a drop of dew on the leaf.
露珠在荷叶
It really looks like a dewdrop, like rolling around on the lotus leaf.
光去画
So you can paint like that. You use the light,
它的光，还有
the light reflection of the dewdrop, and also the shadow.
立体
Then the dewdrop would become
去画， 它就会变成立体。
multi-dimensional. So there's some tricks to it.
它的光子画出
As long as you paint the shadow and the light,
在荷叶上面这样子在滚动，
then the dewdrop would be like real, like rolling on top of the lotus leaf.
杨小姐的画，
And the other day, I painted the painting of the stewardess,
拿走雨伞。
and she was holding an umbrella.
你那个画有拿去裱没有？
So did you frame the painting yet?
那裱画的人有没有赞扬说这幅画画得好？
Was the person framing it praise how good the painting was?
是因为你的眼睛很迷人，
Because your eyes are very charming.
就要把神画出来。
So you have to be able to catch the spirits in the painting. I painted her holding an umbrella, and I painted her spirit and her eyes that can speak, very enchanting eyes,
在你家里做纪
and it's very beautiful.
念，裱好没有？
And you hang it in your room, in your house.
它在你家里了，
It's done.
恭喜你。
So now you hang it in your house. Yes, congratulations.
不谢，但是既然是画你，就是你的嘛。
I painted you, so it's yours.
好，今天就讲到这里。
So that's all for today. See you tomorrow. Om Mani Padme Hum.